Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the second day of this Ask Me Anything session presented to you by GNU Linux Users Group. And we are very glad to have Mr. Ankush Mandal sir with us. And he's a NIT DGP alumni and a 2019 pass out from the IT department. And then he went out to Arizona State University for his master's. And he's currently working at a very famous company, PayPal, and so he's live with us all the way from United States of America. So welcome, Ankush. And the first question that I want to
Hi.
ask, hi. So the first question that I want to ask you is that how was your college life at NIT DGP, and how was that at the Arizona State University, and how different were they? You know.
Uh, the college life during my bachelor's was really very different from what I had here at my master's because firstly, I think I had enough time. I had enough time for academics. I had enough time for co-curriculars. I had enough time to go out, chill, and enjoy with my friends as well. But here during my master, it's not really the same. It's actually a race. It's a very fast race, and we all have to work really very hard within such a small time. It's like coming here, then the courses are starting. You have to start your thesis work. You have to start your assignments, projects, and then the internships, and then the full time. So it's all being a rush, a very hush hush uh, program. So it's definitely not as relaxed as I had for my bachelor's. And apart from that, I think I think my time spent at NIT was really enjoyable. I had actually over enjoyed myself, and it's all due to my peers, my seniors, my juniors, my wingmates, zone mates, everyone I know, every face that I've seen. So I think some way or the other, they all have helped me shape my career. And here it's actually because, as you guys must know, after I've come here, and the first semester I did on campus, and after that it was online. So I really didn't have much a chance to go to the class and like engage with other people. But still, it was fine. I managed the courses and the projects, etc. So it was fine, but obviously the experiences and the differences were there. The experiences were added, and obviously the pressure that I felt here was much more in academics. And apart from academics, all the other household chores and everything was also taken care by me. I didn't really have anyone else to help me out for this one. So you have to be really independent for this, and then the academics pressure is also there. So I think these are the few major differences from what I have seen from my bachelor's and my master's.
Okay, great to hear that. But we are actually like you had your time at NIT DGP, but we are missing the time. So yeah, the next question is there are a lot of students who want to pursue the foreign university for his masters. So the thing is that but they do not have any clear idea about the process. So just could you give a brief description about how the admission process to foreign university looks like? What examination do one need to qualify for this? And yeah.
For the US universities admissions, I think the first and foremost two exams are there, the GRE and the TOEFL. So these exams you have to pass, you have to get good grades again. That the scores of these exams obviously depend on the universities that you guys are targeting. But the GRE exam is, I think, out of 340, and the TOEFL is out of 120. So getting good marks is again a very subjective thing, which you guys might understand from the different universities cutoff pages, which you might come across. And apart from this, the bachelor's GPA is there. Uh, the research projects are there, the research domain, whatever you guys have worked on, and try and connect with the professor at the university that you guys are targeting, and then have a very clear idea of what you want to do in your masters, and how much you have done, how much your research work resonates with the professor that you're reaching out to. Try to see if he can fund it out. if he can provide you with any scholarships, any assistantships, graduate research assistantships, or teaching assistantships. So these are also there. And apart from that, for the GRE, the general test is there, and again, the subjective test is also there. So that also is really very helpful tool if you really want to score some test good, and if you really want your application to be really strong. So you can also take the GRE subject test. That will also give you an edge. And SOP, you will have to write an SOP, statement of purpose, what actually you plan to do in the next 2 year, 1 year programs that you guys might be enrolled in, and the letter of recommendations from the university professors, from your managers, your directors, anyone at workplace also. I think these will. I think these cover up all the topics that you guys might be needing to get up for your admission process at any US university.
Okay, so like to sum it up, basically apart from the marks, you need to have a very good research profile, connect with professors, like okay. So
Yes, of course, of course.
yeah, so in college there is a very common question like how much CGPA actually matter when it comes to made the on-campus placement or applying for the masters. You how important is to have a good CGPA?
A good GPA is really really very necessary. I cannot put enough emphasis on this one. It's very very important, super important, because it actually shows that the domain, the stream, the field that you have studied in your bachelor's, how good you are at it. So US universities can judge you based on this one, because they won't have many other resources to test you on. Like, or obviously your work ex is there. If you are working 3 4 years at a good tech company, at a good product based company, at a good service company, and anything like that, and you have a really good resume, you have really good work experience. So again, they talk for you. But apart from that, if they really want to judge you on their academics, then definitely you have to understand how important this is, because they really don't have any other parameters. But at the same time, it's not like how much is required. It's how much you can get. The more the more you get, the better it is. I think for college, university, I think internships and full-time jobs, which you guys might be facing there at NIT. I think those you guys can really see the company cutoff. GPAs are there. I think few companies in my time, they had given a GPA cutoff of, I think, 8.5. I think I remember the highest was, I think, 8.5. I really don't remember any company putting a GPA cutoff of more than that. And I think the lowest could go around, I think, seven, probably seven, 7.5 or something. I'm really not sure about these values in the current stages, that you guys definitely need to check it out. But apart from that, as this range suggests, so you'll obviously have to keep your GPA between these extremes, and the more you get, I think it's better. I think many companies are really very interested in your GPA, so they get a direct shortlisting in the company, in the internship and full-time interviews as well. So you can see that GPA plays a really powerful factor for there. And of course, for your earlier higher studies, be it MS, be it PhD and everything. So I think it's definitely very important there as well.
Okay, so like it's always good to have a good balance between academics and the extra skills that you're getting. So you talked about SOPs. So
Yes, of
can
course.
you so like what kind of projects I would say one should have that would increase their chances. So in projects or research internship, something like that, on SOPs when they write that.
Yes, of course. So SOP, statement of purpose, is definitely from the name, as you can understand, that it's just like you are stating your purpose for your master's program. So you are just stating it out, that what you have done as of now, what you are currently doing, because you'll be writing it, and then you won't just be admitted the next day. So you have still time period in which you'll be working before you are finally admitted, and what you plan to do for the next 2 years or the next 1 year, depending on the program length in the US. So I think it's not really about what projects you should have, but it's more like how much you can resonate with what the university is also researching upon. And then from there you have to see that, okay, so this guy or like this guy is working on these domains, and it's okay if you are not interested in all of those domains, but even if you find any one domain in which you are also interested, and your ideas align, and you have also done pretty good research work, and you would want to pursue it more, then definitely you can connect with the professor through emails, and of course, like going forward, you can get on Skype calls, etc. And then from there you can definitely, like, it directs a way that the professor might show interest in your research work, and then things might just go flowing. So you always have to consider that the projects that you are doing, the research data that you have, it's not like more quantity, I would say, but quality is definitely very important. See, quantity is also a parameter in which you can show that I have been interested in these things, and I have done this much. But of course, the quality, you you always have to think that is my idea, is my topic, my domain really getting aligned with what the professor there is doing. If not, then probably I might change my university, I might see for some different professor in that same department, or probably I might change the department and try to figure out if any other professor is working in the domain that I'm interested in. So I think these are really very important while your selection criteria in the US.
Okay, so it's just that it's not the specific list of projects, but it has to align with the research interest you are pursuing for and the university.
Mhm. Of course. I think he just froze. Mhm. Mhm. It's okay.
Hello, hello. Extremely sorry.
Hi.
Yeah, my internet got cut. Rohan, are you?
It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So like we had a question from live audience, Mohammed Azimutullah. What made you choose specifically Arizona State University? I mean,
For Arizona State, I think previously what I had thought of from the admits that I had received, and I had actually looked into few of obviously the thing that I mentioned regarding few of the professors here, which I already knew about their research work back in India, and I had also consulted few of the professors from my departmental professors there at NIT, and they had a collaboration. So they also hinted at the research work being done at Arizona State, and because I was working on IoT security and wireless sensor networks, so my the journal paper that I have recently published just after my graduation at Arizona State, I think that research was still ongoing after my internship at IT Kharagpur Swan Labs. So I had started with that research there in the summer internship, and then it was continued till the last day of my graduation here at Arizona State. And moreover, the other part, of course, was I was given an engineering graduate fellowship here at Arizona State. So definitely that was also a very additional thing. I was really overjoyed to have received that with being very few, being among very few people who have received for their masters. So I think that was also a good reason for me. And then of course, yeah, the weather, everything. I think I have also connected with few seniors from Arizona State earlier, and I had discussed this with my seniors who were also yeah, NIT alumni studying in the US and then working. So I consulted with them, and then everything got sorted, and yeah, so as an state it was, yeah.
okay, great to know that. So, you were also a Speak McKay member, like, and also represented our college at national level in table tennis competition. So, and you have like a very good academic record, I know. I mean, so how did you manage to the time and balance out the academics along with your co-curricular activities and yeah, sports?
Obviously, I won't just go on to say that I was doing exceptionally well in all of the fields, all of the domains that I had my hands on. Definitely, there were times when I had to focus on one and then still carry on the others, because as you can understand, like when I was playing table tennis, I played for, I think, the second year, and then I think for third year I was just there for the hostel tournaments. I did not pursue it more because the third year was a peak time for my research, and I was selected for the IT Kharagpur Swan Labs internship. And before that, after my second year ends, I think I was working at the Mobile Computing and Network Research Lab at NIT Durgapur under Dr. S. Nandi and Professor S. R. So it was that I had given priority to things which I know were matter, which would matter at that point of time. When I know I had to play table tennis, I really love table tennis. So I was playing table tennis. I was playing it with my heart, and I did not really think about others, how they were being affected at that point of time. But then obviously at the back of my mind, it was still going that, okay, so this will be till this time, and after that I'll have to stop it, and then I'll have to focus on other things. Spigma K, I was very connected with Spigma K. We had various shows, various events, Virasat for all the years. I think I remember I was actively participating on all of those, being the fest coordinator, and so we really had a lot of events and like that in all the college fests, obviously. So, but still, that was also a part. I think it was fine because after my classes were over, by the end of the day we did our rehearsals after that, I think from 6 till 7 8 like that. And of course it's not like the days when I did my Spigma K rehearsals I was not present in the labs. Definitely I had to talk to my mentor, the project investigator professors, that I I just need excuse for these 2 days because I need to prepare for an event for Spigma K. But then again, after the event was over, I again got back to my lab and then started working. So it was just prioritizing the right things at the right time for me. And yeah, I think those worked out pretty well for me. I wouldn't have it in any other way.
Okay, so it's like we just need to set our priorities with time and change it. Okay, okay.
Yes, of
So
course. You have
yeah,
to have an idea. You have to have a goal, an ambition, which you'll be following the entire time. And all these things, they will come. You will have to take part in that. You'll have to engage in that. And then again, with time, you have to understand what really matters for you at that point of time, and then just give your heart out.
okay, great. So, how was your experience studying in the Arizona State University? Like in terms of opportunities, so you've been at both Indian university and at a foreign university. How different is the curriculum or the education system, I would say, and how was your experience with that?
The curriculum, the teaching style, the pedagogy at Arizona State was really very different from what I had seen at NIT. Actually, because it's more like the project-based courses here. So courses here actually have a percentage importance on midterm, final terms, and the course project. So few of the courses were really project heavy. So they would have, I think, a percentage of, I think, 15% in midterm, 15% on the end term. So, and the rest 70% on the course project. So the course project was really heavy. I have not seen anything like this much in our NIT curriculum. So I think that was a very major difference from what I have faced and I have seen. And apart from that, we really had a lot of assignments, submissions, and like it was all in all the course which we are studying, we didn't really have much idea about it. And for all the graduate level courses, the guys who have had their bachelors here at Arizona State, or even if not at Arizona, at any other US universities, they might have the introductory course at that, and I'm directly starting at the level 2 course for that. So all the courses, like if not all, I think most of the courses which I had studied here were like starting with advanced. So it was like moreover advanced data structures and algorithms. So actually the basic classes or the elementary classes were already done in the bachelor's. So I directly coming here for the master's, I just stepped on the number 2. I never really had a chance for number 1. So again, coming here, I had to revise for the number 1, and then like try to gather the recordings and the PPTs, the study material, and then get myself up to the level 2. And I think I never really faced anything like that in my bachelor's, and that is not anyone's fault. Of course, I understand that studying their bachelor's and masters here, I think that was the miscommunication that I had. But it's fine. Like it with time, I really caught it up, and it went fine after that. But the academics were really heavy, very project heavy, and the teamwork was my mantra for my master's studies at Arizona State.
So it's like that. More emphasis is given on the practical aspect and the project work rather than the theoretical aspect. Is that? Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So there are few people,
Very important.
okay, okay. So the next question is that like there are few people who go to work and then pursue masters. So what is your take on that? Like, does work experience plays an important role when it comes to pursuing masters?
Actually, in my opinion, because I have seen my side. Definitely, I would suggest others as in my juniors also, like people who have earlier asked me for suggestions and like discussions, everything. So I have also suggested them for the work experience in India, because it's still necessary. Because coming here, when I saw the huge gap between what we had in bachelor's and then what they have here in masters, it was not really something that you are expected to cope up with, or something that is easy to cope up with. So definitely it can take a toll on the mind a lot of times. And it's not like everything that you do in your work experience will also be helpful for your graduate studies or masters. But then, of course, at the work culture, at the industry, you definitely understand that how a project is delivered, what are the timelines, how do you work under immense pressure, how do you submit it in time, and all of these. So you have to understand the team game, you have to understand the group effort, the group work, and of course the plethora of technologies are also there. Like coming from the bachelor's at NIT, and then I really didn't do much of my technology strength, or my technologies were very much limited to what the courses I had, and few of my lab research work, and very little open source contribution. I was not really very much active for the open source, so I didn't really have a plethora of technologies under my belt. So that I think was the greatest hit that I felt after coming here in my masters. I think people who are working there in India, all my batchmates, my seniors, even juniors, I think they have also been working there for 1 2 years and more for my seniors. So they tell me that all of these technologies they are slowly working on, and they have now gained expertise on that. So that is something which is really very necessary. It's not like very easy to come here and learn it on the fly and then deliver with other people who already have work experience. So you have to understand that it's a very unfair fight here. It's not like you are fighting with everyone of your same age and like same background, it's etc. Like in bachelors, everyone after class 12, they're coming here with you studying. So it's like they have given the entrance exam, the J mains, WebG, and then they're starting. So it's all like the same level. But here it's not the same. People who are bachelors here and directly pursuing their masters from here, and then there are also people who have had their work experiences from their different countries. So it's definitely to be at the same level, to understand, to know, to match their level. I think work experience could really benefit your, and the applications as well. They also look into the work experience. Without a work experience, you really have that column empty. So there definitely work experience of I think 2 3 years would definitely fill it up and boost your profile to probably get a better university than you could have gotten without it.
Okay, so you talked about open source, like so. What do you think? How much role is it plays? When someone goes to industry, work in a big team. So, is it how important is it to have a good open source contribution or a good GitHub profile? I would say.
I think having open source contribution is really important. I know people might not agree with me on the same terms for the internships or jobs and interviews and stuff like that, because companies are really not very much concerned about your open source profile or your GitHub profile. And you have to understand that after clearing that 4 rounds of interviews, after clearing those after completing those data structures and algorithms questions, when you go inside the office, you won't be teaching others competitive coding. You won't be sitting for code chef or code masters like other code forces, other things. Like you won't be sitting for their competitions. So you have to understand that the work side is strictly like it is being followed as it is in the open source. So having a very good Git knowledge and having a very good GitHub profile, and then of course all the tech stack, all the technologies. It's not like you will be only working on one programming language which you have learned for your competitive coding. When you get inside the industry, you'll be working on many other technologies. So I think having some experiences in all of them before you really go to start your work could really benefit you. You might have very less time to ramp up, and you could prove yourself better than others. And then of course you could really get your project started at a much faster pace, having the knowledge of that beforehand.
Okay, so so what I can sum it up is like data structures, algorithm, competitive programming might help you to get the job, but to survive at it, you must have a good knack of open source or a technologies, web, whatever you interest you. So as a club, like we definitely encourage that in the college. We help students to build projects.
I
uh,
know.
yeah, yeah. So you have been working at PayPal after your master. So can you share your interview experience at PayPal? And there are many students who are aiming for such big companies, the FANG company we call. So your tips for them, what one should have.
I think for PayPal it was really an a manager referral. I had a manager referral for the interview, and it was actually a new grad interview after finishing my masters here. So it's usually new graduate, new grad interviews, or the SE1's interviews. For that, I think we had five rounds of on-site, I think, and before that, I think uh, I had an online assessment. I had an online assessment, and yeah, and a phone call with the HR. But after that, on the final day of the interview, I had five rounds of on-sites. I think each round for 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, yeah. And I was asked to solve uh, two problems for each round, and few computer science fundamental basics questions regarding like the normal like OOPS concepts and SQL and stuff like that. So those were also there, but definitely it was a very heavy competitive coding like data structure and algorithm interview, obviously, because that is what is asked here and back in India also. So that was the case. So the interview process is not much different, but as it happened, like I think I had 4 rounds of competitive, 4 rounds of data structure and algorithms interview, and one was a SQL interview that was taken by a decision scientist at PayPal here. So yeah, so I think all the other 4 rounds were programming, and one was a SQL round. I didn't really do very well on the SQL round. I was not too much confident for SQL because I was also preparing mostly on the coding part, on the coding side. So, but still, the reviews from the managers and the senior managers were good enough for me to just skip even the sequel round, and I got the role for the SE2.
Okay, so we have a question from audience, like Ritabrata Das. What it is like to compete with students in academics and technology in an international level, like in US?
Uh, of course, of course. So coming here, you will see that the students who are here, not just Indians, the Indians, the Southeast Asians obviously perform really well. But other than that, the other students are also here. You will find I think the Americans who are studying here in their bachelors, not just the Americans, like even the Indians or people from other countries who are studying their bachelors here, I think they really have an edge over the people coming here in masters. They're really very good with the tech stack. They're really very efficient with their coding, their programming, their technology knowledge. They have really good idea on how to build systems, how to build stuffs, because again, like the the course heavy the project heavy courses that I'm facing in masters, they have faced throughout their bachelors, all the 4 years of their bachelors. They have been doing that. So of course you can understand the amount of difference it's creating between them and a student who's directly coming to US for their masters. So really difficult. The competition is difficult. And then again, for us, I think the visa issue is there. So it's not like a very easy to grab an internship or grab a full time, because many companies won't be sponsoring. So even that is a thing. So a few of the companies, they directly give you rejections because of your visa status, because of you are not an American citizen, or you don't possess a green card. So things are like this. But then again, there are companies, obviously the big companies, the big tech companies, as you guys might know. So they are interested in hiring people, and they provide sponsorships for that. So I think your chances, your best bets are on obviously the big ones, because the medium-sized companies or the newly built startups and things like that. So they won't obviously go to the extent of and hiring an immigrant or hiring a non-citizen, because again, for the visa issues. I think the competition, I think this again increases the competition, as you guys can understand from what I say, because I think even after applying for 100 companies, I know that I'll straight away get a reject for I think more than 50, 60, and the others might even process my resume to the next level, and then again it will be like shortlisting and stuff. So I know that straight away rejection would be there for many companies, because I won't be fulfilling the citizenship criteria. So I think that increases the competition a lot.
Okay, so like it's basically you when you go as an outsider, you kind of have to brush it up in the initial days to to match up to their skills and all, because they have been like studying their bachelors and been in the environment for a long time. Yeah. So like how much, when you talk about interviews, like apart from data structure and algorithm, how much emphasis is given on the projects that you do or the internships that you do, when yeah.
Yes, yes, of course. So the data science and algorithm questions are obviously there. It you won't have like any technical interview without those, like without facing any round of data structures or algorithms. But then of course, for your resume to get shortlisted, you definitely need to have some really cool, amazing school projects, college projects, or your individual projects, your work experience, your internship experience. All those would be listed on your resume. You won't just write on your that I have solved this many questions on CodeChef, or I have solved these many questions on Geeks for Geeks, Lead Code, or stuff like that. So you have to understand that getting a call is very important. A recruiter won't really know how good you are at competitive coding or how good you are with data structures and algorithms. So to get your resume noticed, like I think the first part of the application program is all about your resume, all about your skills, the projects that you have done, the courses that you have taken, the internship experience that you have, and the research experience that you have. So I think all those play a really important factor in the first stage, in the early stage only. If you don't clear it up, if you have a very very good competitive programming profile, and you're very good, very efficient with the data structures and algorithms, but you don't have any good internship, any good projects, any good university project, college projects like that, then your profile won't be selected. It's as simple as that. The recruiter won't really have an idea of how well you are doing that. And if you don't have any knowledge of other tech stack that are being currently used, or you haven't worked at other places, you don't really understand how it's to work in the office, how the workflow is, then you definitely won't be shortlisted at the earlier stages. So I think that is there. And then again, even after being shortlisted, so like I said, like for the coding interviews, for the technical interviews, after the one or two coding questions, then definitely they get involved very much in your profile, into your profile. They ask about your resume. They ask everything that is present in your resume. So I like all the projects which I mentioned from Arizona State, from NIT as well, the research papers that I had from NIT, and few of the projects, the internships that I did at Durgapur, at Kharagpur. I had to just gel up all my details. I had to be very clear with what I had done, and I had to just make sure I don't say anything which gets me into trouble. I don't want to land into trouble by saying something which I'm not really sure about, saying something which I don't know, which I might have forgotten, and stuff like that. So I had to be really very clear about it, that each and every line, each and every word that's written on my resume, I am 100% sure about that, because they will be asking about this. They will definitely be asking about it. And they like the senior managers, the principal engineers, the senior SDs, they are not people whom you think you can fool. So even if not being associated with you on that project, it will just take them, I think, few minutes to understand what you have done on that project, and how much you're bragging about it, or how much you have really worked on, and how much you have copied. So it's just a matter of time before they realize that, and then your interview is gone. So these things are obviously there. The internships is obviously there. I had interned at Cybercon, which is here in Tempe, Arizona. It's a cybersecurity startup started by a professor from Arizona State. So I was really interested in cybersecurity. So I had volunteered for it for a quite a few months. I think 2 3 months I had volunteered for that, and after that my work was appreciated, and I got an internship and co-op for the rest part of my masters here at Arizona State. But even after interning at Cyracon, when I was interviewing with companies for full time, they were really very much interested in the cybersecurity work that I did in Cyracon. In PayPal, I'm in risk analytics and fraud team. So I think you guys can understand how important security has played in my life, in my role. My job is secured because of the security domain. So if you guys can think of it that way. But definitely I have chosen this field, I have chosen this domain I knew I was going to work in this. I have put in my time, effort, and so all of these were tested. So it's not like you're doing something and then it will go in vain. Just have patience, have faith, and all of the work that you are doing, all of the uh, extra side projects that you might have, the independent projects you might have, university projects, college projects, or research internships, industry internships, everything that you have, all of those will be asked. So don't worry about that. Just work hard and just be sure of each and every word that you're writing on your resume.
So like it's like, I mean, you, it's good to have a good competitive coding and all, but I think it's always important to have good projects, internships on the resume, because that helps to shortlist. So I think we as a club kind of promote that in our college. We help the students. We tell
Mhm.
them it is okay that you have a good CP profile, but definitely, build projects on, and so that you can put up on your resume and all. So yeah, thank you for that. So like the final question of this productive session that I was is, how much you think hackathons plays a role in the uh, in the industry, when someone goes to industry, how these hackathon experiences help someone, yeah. Do you participated in hackathons or something like that you would like to share with us?
Gulshan, you really hit it where it hurts the most, bro. Because I really haven't participated in hackathons, and there is nothing I regret more than this. In NIT, I was part of the Smart India Hackathon in 2018 or 17. I'm not really sure. I think I was in my second year or third year. So I was part of that, and we had a team, a group of I think 6 7 guys, people, and we did submit our project, and so it was there for a Smart India Hackathon. We were under the innovation and some department under the MHRD. So that was the only hackathon I had participated in my bachelor's. I didn't really participate in others. I don't know what I was thinking, but that is definitely a very very wrong move. I should have done much more of it, and I really regret not doing that. Coming here in US, I have participated in few. I think not few. I think I remember again one hackathon. I was just participating. I think Sun Hacks for I think Arizona State. It was there, so I was just there. I was just participating. But other than that, I was really I never did devote much time in that, and I certainly regret that. I really had not much idea that how these would benefit me, but in the end when I see others are getting recognition for that, they have a great thing to put it up on their resume. They are getting direct company interviews, company calls from the hackathons itself. Like if PayPal is organizing an hackathon, Amazon is organizing a hackathon, so directly after the hackathon, it's fine if you don't get the winning prize, if you don't come first, second, or third, or but even if your project has a great impact and you are doing something novel, something rare, and you have built a part of it, even if you couldn't complete it within due time, and that caught the attention for from the developers, from the senior managers, they would definitely keep you aside, try to schedule a lunch with you, and then discuss your project. And then you never know, from that many things could come up, many things could like many opportunities could led from there. So definitely that is one thing I have really missed, and I cannot tell you how much I regret that I haven't been participating much in that. But I would definitely advise others that take out some time and then devote it to the hackathons. They are really important. You understand the the stress, the deadline. You understand the team effort, the team game, while programming, while building anything along with the team. Many uh, discussions you would have very fruitful discussions. You would have conflicts which are really important for working in a team, and those things I think hackathon teaches it like no one. So it's really a great opportunity. And I would definitely want NIT to hold many hackathons, if you guys can host them from your club or anything. And then I would definitely encourage all my juniors to certainly take part in hackathons, because that is something which really I think builds you up for your future work, for your work in the industry, or for your work in research domain as well, because that is definitely very necessary. We don't really collaborate much apart from the hackathons. We don't really have very heavy course projects like I mentioned. in our bachelor. So definitely hackathon is the way you learn few of these basic principles of working in a software development in the environment, or for software development industry, the domain. So it's definitely very necessary.
Okay, so yeah, it will be happy to know that we definitely as a club whole organizes hackathon in our colleges, and we kind of our whole aim is to give a student an opportunity to learn development, new technologies, and build projects out of them. So, and I think definitely my the viewers will basically motivated to participate in hackathons in the future. So the final question that we, of course, will conclude this session with a light note. So any college favorite college memory that you'd like to share with us, the campus memory or the fest during the fest you have.
Uh, the best memories I think were from Rex, the Recstacy Fest. I remember local train were there, and I was really very happy. I was feeling overwhelmed seeing the local train on stage. I am a huge fan of the local train, all of their songs. I have been playing it on loop before that, and the day when I heard them, I was standing with my friends, and we were really happy. I was actually very overwhelmed and overjoyed seeing them on stage, and I just couldn't forget it for a long time. Even if when I'm till date when I'm listening to the local train song on YouTube, I just close my eyes and I just try to think of the time when I was actually standing on the grounds and then like listening to them. It was amazing. Like I haven't have experienced anything close to that. I'm really I really miss that. And apart from that, I think like all the days of Rex, I think those were the best days that I have enjoyed. And of course, the Jupes, I have also been a huge fan of the Jupes. I think with my friends after the class ends, our oil fried Maggie and samosa chai, everything. So I think all those have a very deep impact on me. And obviously, going there with friends, connecting with seniors, with juniors, and the peers, and I think going there and then figuring out, okay, so this was the class time for this one, or that person also is here, so who is attending the class and stuff like this. So I think all those funny discussions, all those blaming discussions and everything, I think Jobs was the place for it, and I have enjoyed it so much. I am very thankful to all my department mates, to my zone mates, my peers, wing mates, everyone with whom I have enjoyed my 4 years of bachelor's. I am really very overwhelmed for that. I wouldn't have it in any other way. Really. So I think I really had a great time at NIT, and all these memories I have them with me, and they have a very special place in my heart. And I think I'll just carry them forever. Like here, the thing that I miss the most is friends, is family, because you can understand after coming here in August 2019, I really haven't visited home. So I'm planning to in recent future, but we will see about that. So I haven't really visited home. I miss my friends. I miss my family. So I think all those memories which are there with us, I think they help us survive this 2 year battle. And then again after that, the COVID time came, and so things have been really hard. So I think it's the time in your bachelor's. I think it's just the time to enjoy with your friends, to make memories, and then cherish them when they're not around.
Okay, so like it's good to know that you had your fun time at Rex, but unfortunately we didn't have the opportunity to enjoy the local train. But yeah, so thank you, Ankush, for taking out your precious time on a Saturday weekend, and sharing these valuable
It's fine.
insights from your life and all. I'm very sure that this will help a lot of the juniors, a lot of viewers who are seeing us. And so yeah, thank you to all the viewers, and I'm sure you must have had a great session, and we'll be having more such session in the future. So like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we hope you have a great